Hello, this is the Strategist, here to bring you my third commentary battle on Empire Total War. Today I play as United Provinces. I have 5 riflemen, 4 Swiss infantry, 3 line infantry, 2 horse guards, 2 light dragoons, 2 6 Iber horse artillery, and 1 puckle gun. I'm just trying out the puckle gun because I've heard it's really good against cavalry, and I heard it has some really good strength at chewing up some line and stuff, so I'm just trying it out. So my opponent today, I forgot his name, I'll tell you at the end of the battle. He has brought in 4 light dragoons though, 2 cuirassiers, and 1 2nd hussar. He also has a general's bodyguard. He, for his line, he has brought in 5 line infantry, and I think he has brought in 6 rifles, which you'll see later on. So he greatly outnumbers me and outguns me in the cavalry department, but and in the skirmisher department, but I have artillery, which are going to really help with the cavalry fight, as you'll see later, and I have more line and superior line, so that's going to greatly help me. Okay, so let's get this started. I'm just pushing up my guys. It's going to have a little bit of lag at some parts. It just kind of gets a little bit short and laggy, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. So at the beginning I was starting to push up my artillery to try to take some pot shots on the enemy forces, and also sooner or later I'm going to push up my skirmisher line just to protect my puckle gun. So yeah, this is actually my first real time trying the puckle gun on the multiplayer. So, but I found it was pretty useful, especially for the cavalry. But yeah, it doesn't really do very well against infantry, as it's so inaccurate. So I'm setting up my artillery. I put it on my flanks to get some flank shots, and just getting some shots off. This gets almost nothing done. It kills 2 guys, I think, which is kind of too bad. I wasted the first shot of my artillery, but whatever, they have limited ammo. They keep on firing, and any damage is good damage. So yeah, my opponent had kind of a different strategy, mass cavalry on the side, on my flank, on my left flank. I thought it was kind of interesting. I haven't really seen anything like that, so it's pretty cool. Also, over here, I charged my light dragoons into his horsemen. Normally they shoot and then charge, but for some reason this time they didn't. So my light dragoons pretty much got shredded and then attacked, which was kind of frustrating, but it's okay. And then I sent in my horse guards. All this time my artillery is going to be firing either shrapnel shot or grape shot into his horsemen, and you can see the damage it gives. It just completely shreds his 1 unit. And then I push up this 1 line infantry to support my artillery, just in case any of his cavalry makes it through. Also, in this kind of havoc, he doesn't realize that he's pushed up his skirmishers too far ahead, and thus I get the first shot, and it gives out a lot of damage. So my guys' artillery are going to be blasting the horse group, and you'll see later on the damage it causes is incredible. That he loses most of his horsemen due to my artillery. You can see I've aimed my puckle gun at the kind of infantry fight, and here a great amount of horses just died there, just to kind of take some pot shots, as it has pretty long range, and you can see it's already kind of wearing this down, this 1 unit, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a semi-machine gun. But you can see my artillery has killed a lot of his horses. He has 2 of them routing. 1 is a light dragoon, 2 of them are light dragoons. So just light cav, but still that's a lot of damage. You can see like this one's down to 7 and this one's down to 4. So that artillery blasts have giving out a lot of damage. Over here, his cavalry is kind of overwhelming mine. My horse guards are going to die, and but they held out really well. They have like 5 guys left, so they did a really good job, which was really kind of nice. They held up for so long, gave my artillery time to get some more shots in, and you can see this one unit of cavalry here just lost like 8 guys from that one shot of artillery, which is really nice. Okay, so he's pushed up his line, and then I'm going to push up my line to counter it and bring back my skirmishers, just so that he can't shoot into my skirmishers and thus hit my line. And I've also moved one skirmisher to the flank to protect my cavalry even more. One thing that was really frustrating is I put this Swiss infantry in there to support my artillery, yet they barely even shot till his cavalry had gone like into striking distance of my artillery, which was extremely frustrating. I got really ticked off with that, but I still was able to kill his cavalry because my guys, he was so depleted, and my guys eventually did shoot. So over here, he's flanking me with his rifles, and I decided to kind of address them with my rifles and ignore them with my line. Also, I'm pushing up my skirmisher line to get some double line fire on his units. So the cavalry fight is kind of still going, but now his cavalry is so dwindled and used up that it's pretty much over in that department. And I still have my artillery firing. Now I push up my Swiss infantry that were guarding my artillery, as I see his cavalry not as a threat anymore. So yeah, it's quite the horse battle. I decided just to melee charge his Jaegers, as my guys have way better stats in melee, and in a shooting fight I will take more damage than needed. He also has charged his general's bodyguard to create some kind of havoc along my lines, but I was able to form a square and thus neutralize his general. Over here, I charge his guys with my line infantry in melee again, just to kind of stop them from shooting. You have to really watch that. When getting flanked, you guys tend to rout very, very easily. Over here, my puckle gun is getting attacked by his last horse Huskars, but there's so little left. They can't really be a game changer anymore. Also, my guys are still meleeing. So pretty much now the battle is over. I have neutralized pretty much all my opponent's infantry. It's just kind of the last few survivors. My opponent played extremely well. It was kind of just unfortunate for him that my artillery did so much damage. He had a very different strategy. I haven't really seen someone mass cavalry like that before, and it was a very fun, cool battle. So yeah, over here he's just attacking my last little guys. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. My opponent could have maybe tried spreading out his cavalry, so my artillery couldn't just focus on one large scrum of cavalry and thus give out the amount of damage that it did. Apart from that, he played pretty well. My line just was so much superior and more that he was completely outranked in that department. That's kind of what won the battle, apart from the artillery. So yeah, just last few cleaning up our operation, and then I'm just gonna stop recording now, and then I'll give you the results screen. Okay, my opponent was Rockwell. Good game to Rockwell. He played really well, very different army, and it was a lot of fun. I deployed 1,404 men, I lost 654, and I killed 1,061. My opponent, Rockwell, deployed 1,359 men, he lost 1,072, and he killed 597 men. Good game to Rockwell. Is a very fun battle.